Hello students, we are going to study sets of class 11. Till this class you did not study this chapter sets, and that is why this is the introduction for you. First of all, you try to understand the meaning of sets. A set is a well-defined collection of distinct objects. In so many books this is given that a set is a well-defined collection of objects, but please write there distinct objects, because the objects should be distinct. That cannot be same. We will discuss in detail. Now, according to definition, a set is a well-defined. See the word well-defined. What does this mean? Well-defined means, suppose if we are given any collection of object, we are able to say whether any other one belongs to this set or not. First of all, sets are represented in curly brackets, and the elements which belongs to this curly bracket is called the entities or elements of the set. Suppose, and this set can be represented by three ways: in words, in roster form, and in set builder form. Suppose you are given any statement that is collection of students of class 11 who secured more than 90%. Okay, then you can pick up any student from your class and you are able to say whether that student got more than 90% or not. Okay, this means this type of statement is well defined. But if you are given a collection of good students of class 11, then this statement is not well defined, because maybe in your perception any student is good student, in other one's perception that student is not good student. There is no set parameter for which we can say that the particular student is good or not good student, and that is why this type of set is not well defined. Okay, you can take any other examples also. Okay, and this way, suppose a collection of bad students of your class. Okay, then I am telling you that any student, say Ram belongs to that set or not. Then maybe with your perception this Ram is not good student, he is bad student. Maybe in my perception the Ram is a good student, and that is why we are not able to say whether Ram belongs to this set or not, and this type of set is not well defined. And so this type of statements are not in the form of sets. Okay, and next thing, that is distinct. Collection of distinct objects. Suppose if you are given any set, say 1, 1, 2, the elements are 1, 1, 2. 1 and 1 are same. These two elements are not distinct. Okay, and so this is not set, because according to definition of set, the elements should be distinct, that each elements are different. Okay, then only we can say that this is set. But here 1, 2 is the set, because this is distinct. Collection of all distinct objects which are well defined is in the category of sets. Okay, you can take any number of examples, but in your book distinct is not given, only collection of objects. And once you will start collecting objects, suppose any set A is having 1, 2, 3, and B is 3, 4, 5, and once according to this definition, say collection of objects, you will start collecting, then 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, means 3 will repeat itself twice, and that is why that is not the set, because repetition is not allowed in sets. Okay. Now come on this finite and infinite. As by the word this is clear that finite sets mean we can count the element of the set. Okay. But if infinite set means we are not able to count the elements of the set. Okay. This is by the word also this is obvious. This is finite set, but set of natural number we cannot count in that case, and that will be infinite set. Empty set, a set having no element, and actually there is a confusion between among students that what is difference between these two. This will be represented for empty set, since we are representing any set by any letter A. Here for empty set we represent by this letter phi. Okay, and this set having no element, or you can write here this is also empty set which is having no element using two curly brackets. This is not having any element. But singleton set, this is the singleton set because the element phi belongs to this set. Okay, and this is single element which belongs to this set, because once we write in set form this curly bracket should be there. Here I am not using curly bracket because this is only set. Okay, and empty set, but once this sign will be written in curly bracket, this will be singleton set. You can write any number of, this is a set having single element is singleton set. Equal sets, if two sets are having same elements, doesn't matter this is written as 0, 1, 2 or 2, 0, 1. If we are writing in sets, we can write in any order, but all these sets are same. Say 1, 0 and 2. This is also same. All these sets are same. We can change the order of the elements. Okay, but all these sets are having same elements, and that is why this is equal sets. But in case of equal sets, the number of elements should be same, but the elements will not be same. You can see A, B, C are the elements, and 1, 2, 3 are the elements. Here number of elements 3, and here number of elements 3, and that is why, but the elements are not same. And this is the little difference between equal sets and equivalent sets. Okay, in board examination, in your home examination, this is frequently being asked. What is the difference between equal sets and equivalent sets? Okay, in equivalent sets, elements are not same, but their numbers are same. But in equal sets, the elements along with their number are same. Okay, now come on overlapping sets. If we are given any two sets, there is at least one. You can take more than one. At least one element in between both the sets, which is common. Then we can say that this is overlapping set. One element you can see here, in the first one A, B, C, in the second one C, D, E. The element C is common in both the set, and that is why this type of set is called overlapping sets. Disjoint set, if two sets or more than two sets are not having any element common, then we can say that this is disjoint set. A, B, C and D, E, F. These two sets, you can see here that no elements common in between these two sets, and that is why slight difference between overlapping and disjoint sets also. These two you can remember with equal to equivalent and overlapping to disjoint sets. Okay, and cardinal number, this is the number of elements, and this is represented by small n within bracket A. A is any set. Suppose A is given 1, 2, 3, then cardinal number will be Na is equal to 3 because there are 3 elements. Okay. Now subsets. again there is a difference between subsets and proper sets. If we are given any two sets A and B, and all the elements of A belongs to B also, and then we can say that A is subset of B. Suppose A is having ABC and B is having ABC, then all the elements of A belongs to B also. We can say this is the subset of B. But in proper subset, the elements of this will not be same as this. There will be at least single element which is not common to this, which doesn't belong to this, and that is why this sign will be changed. And in this case, suppose AB is proper subset of ABC, because you can see A belongs to this, B belongs to this, okay, but there is an element C which is superseding to this, and that is why we can say this B is superset of A or A is proper subset of B, okay. And in this proper subset we will not use this sign of equal. Now family number of subsets, because null set is the subset of all the sets. This belongs to all the sets, okay, and then number of subsets will be 2 to the power n. Suppose if you are given any set which is having 2, then write all the subsets. Null set is the subset of all, and then 2. This is the subset, and subset will also be written in the form of curly bracket, and you can see there are two elements, first null set and second one 2, okay. And this way the number of subsets in any set is equal to 2 to the power n. You can take 1 for singleton set, this is 2, then 4, and you can take C 2, 4. Then how many subsets? Null set is the subset of all sets, and then this is 2, this is 4, and this is 2, 4. 4 elements, okay. And you can see 2 to the power 4 means 2 to the power 2, 4. This way you can count the number of subsets of any sets. Now come on the family of sets. Suppose you are given 2 or more than 2 sets. Then there is a set which is represented by S or any other letter in which all these given sets belongs, and that is why this S is called family of sets, in which we are collecting all the given sets, and that is why in family of sets we will again use curly bracket. And the best example of family of sets is power set. Suppose you are given any set A which is having element 1, 2, then first of all you will write all the subsets of this. Obviously this is null set, belongs to all the sets, then 1, then 2, and then 1, 2. These subsets, and represented in again set form, that is with curly bracket, is called power set of the given set, okay. And you can see here that curly bracket used for this, and again in all writing as a family of set, we can say this is power set, okay. Now come on the next topic, that is universal set. If we are studying set, then we are using different set, but there is a set in which all the sets belongs, is called universal set. All the elements belong, or you can say suppose here 1, 2, 3, write this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These elements, and set is represented by 1, 2, and B is represented 3, 4, 5. Means all these 5 elements belongs to this, and this is called universal set. Means for a particular question, which set is taken as all the elements of the given sets belongs to that set, this is universalized for the particular question, and that is why universal set will be different for different questions. Okay, as the questions we can get different universal set, but the purpose is in universal set all the given elements belong, doesn't matter that we are getting from different sets A, B, C, D or any other number, but that should be there in the universal set. Okay, Venn diagram is that closed curve by which we are representing any set. You are free to draw any type of Venn diagram. That can be circular, that can be rectangular, that can be in square shape or in any shape Venn diagram. Okay, but the elements will represent that, will be represented by that diagram. Okay, and this diagram should be closed. Venn diagrams should be closed. Union of sets. Suppose if we are given any set A is 1, 2 and B is 2, 3, then union of set is represented by A union B, that is 1, 2, 3. Try to understand here. 1, 2, 3. We are given one set A, another set B. Then union of set of these two sets is that set which is having all the elements of A or B. In union of set we will use the word or, means the elements can be from A or in B. Then we can say this is A union B, because according to definition the set, all the elements should be distinct, and that is why we cannot write the element 2 twice here. But in intersection, the element which is common, means here only 2 will be there here, means the A intersection B is that set which comprises of all the elements which is common to both, means this element 2 belongs to A and B, that is the word and belong to intersection of two sets. This is the difference. Wherever you are given in set builder form any definition of union, you will see if or is given means you have to write A union B. If and is given means you have to write intersection of two sets. Now come on the difference of sets. Try to understand this union of sets and intersection of sets with the help of Venn diagram. Suppose this is the universal set from which we are taking two sets, and if we are given two sets A and B, and this is universal set generally represented by xi or capital U or this, then the set represented by A union B, in this we will shade both the circle. Okay, this is A union B, and if we are writing A intersection B, then the element which is common to both, that is this part, will be A intersection B. Okay, this is A and this is B, this part which is common, and that is why by the definition union of sets the elements can be whether in A or in B. We are using the word or, but here the element should be in A and in B. And if the element will be in both, then only we can say that this element is common to both the sets. Okay, now try to understand with the help of this Venn diagram difference of sets also. Okay, suppose we are given any set, then A and B, then A difference B means A minus B is equal to element X belongs to A and X not belongs to B. That is, you try to understand with the help of Venn diagram. Suppose A and B, A and B. You can see the boundary of B is from here, and that is why A minus B should not be in B. So for A minus B, we will shade this part. A minus B, because the element should be in A but should not be in B. Here B is up to here. In the same way, B minus A is, we will shade this part. B minus A, this part means from B we are excluding the elements which is in A also. Okay, now A minus B, A minus B union B minus A is called symmetric difference of these two sets. Symmetric difference of these two sets, that is A minus B union B minus A. Okay, now this is also very important word I used here and can be asked in examination also. Complement of set. Now complement, just try to understand. This is A. Then complement will be this part, which is not in A but that is there in universal set. This is called xi or A dash. If we are finding complement of this complement, that will again be A, and this is the first property, laws of complement. Second, if xi dash means xi complement which is not in xi, means that will not be there, that is null set. Because all the elements are there in xi, then complement of xi will be null set, or complement of this will be entire universal set. Okay, third property, A union A complement. This is A and this is A complement, means if we add both, means finding union whether in A or in A complement, that will be entire xi. And the set which is common, A to A complement, nothing is common here, and that is a null set, because A belongs to this and A dash this part. So no element is common in A and A dash, and so this is called null set. Okay, and in the same way these two properties we will study with the help of questions. A complement of A union B can be verified as A complement intersection B complement, and complement of A intersection B is A complement union B complement, and these two laws called De Morgan's law. Okay, this way we studied all the terms that is being used in this important chapter sets with the help of their examples. Okay, hope all of you understood all these terms, and after doing few questions related to these terms, then in the next video you will find word problem related to sets. Okay, now questions. If we are doing any question of sets, we should remember the definition of set, that is, a set is a well-defined collection of distinct objects. Okay, now here you can see L is given letters of cricket. Means if we write in the form of set, then distinct elements will be taken. Here you can see C is repeating itself 2 times, but in the form of set we write only one time C, then R, then I, C will not be written again, then K, E, T. In the same way, for another set, letters of caterpillar. Now you can see here C, A, T, E, R. But L is repeating itself 2 times, and that is why we write only one time of L. Okay, and because this is of distinct object, so C A T E R P I L. In the same way, caretaker C A R E T. Then A is repeating itself again, and we will not write here, and E is repeating itself, so T K R. Okay, this way, after writing the given set in the form of elements, we will do the questions. First question, L union M. And if you remember, we studied during union of 2 sets, means the elements should be whether in this L or in this M. And that is why if we write L union M, then the letters which are repeating itself will not be written twice. Again, here you can see C is repeating, and that is why C will be written one time, then A, then E is repeating. Okay, in the same way T is repeating itself. Okay, then R is again here repeating itself. Will write I, will write only one time. Okay, and this way, after writing L union M, C A R I K E T E L, putting comma in between any 2 elements. Okay, in the same way M union N, that is again the repeating, C is repeating, will write only one time, A is repeating itself, will write only one time, and R is repeating itself, will write only one time, E is repeating itself, we will write only one time, T is repeating itself, will write only time. In this way, M union N is C A E R I K T T L. This is the M union N. Okay. Now in this question based on Venn diagram, with the help of this Venn diagram, A intersection B union C, means first of all we write A intersection B, means the elements which is common in A and B, because in intersection we are using the word and. Common in this A and B, that is -2, -1 and 3, which is common, that is A intersection B, we write here -1, -2 and 3, and C will be written as it is 3, 4, 5, 6. After writing this, we use union, means the elements which are in this or in this, because for union we are using the word or, in this or this, and you can see 3 is repeating itself twice. Okay, and that is why we write only one time, because of following the definition of sets. And this way, this is -1, -2, 4, 3 and 4, 5, 6. -1, -2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. Putting comma in between any 2 elements. Now second question, that is A intersection C intersection B intersection C, means A intersection C. You can see 3 and 4 is common in between A and C. A intersection C, 3 and 4 is common. And B intersection C, that is 3 is common. So, which is common in these two, which is common in these two is 3. You can see 3 and 4, and this is 3. So, A intersection C, intersection B intersection C. Okay. Third, that is B minus C, difference of set. This is the example of difference of set, means the elements of C subtracted from B and you can see we will not take here 3, we will write only -1, -2 and 0, and that is why b minus c, -1, -2 and 0. And in the same way, for the symmetric difference of b and c, we know the definition, the symmetric difference b minus c union c minus b. Means in the first case we have already written for b minus c -1, -2, 0, but for c minus b, that is the elements of b subtracted from c, and that is c will be subtracted here, 3 will be subtracted here, we will get in c minus b 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then writing union of this b minus c union c minus b, that is whether the elements are in b minus c or in c minus b. And you can see here -1, -2, 0, 4, 5, 6. You can see no element is repeating itself, and that is obvious with the help of difference of sets, concepts of difference of sets. And that is why symmetric difference, the elements are -1, -2, 0, 4, 5, 6. Now next question. In this question, xi, that is the universal set, is given 1, 2, 3, 4. And set A, which belongs to universal set, this is obvious with the definition of universal set, we already studied, and B 1, 3. Okay. Then list the elements of A dash, that is complement of A. We can do this question, you can do on without Venn diagram, but here I am doing with the help of Venn diagram. A dash, this is A. Then the elements which is not in A is 2, 3. B dash, 1, 3 in B, that is the elements which is not in B is 2, 4. A intersection, third, complement of A intersection B. You can see in A and B, 1 is common, and so here A intersection B, the element is 1. But complement of this A intersection B, which is not in this set, is 2, 3 and 4, which is left. Okay. In the same way, fourth part, A complement intersection B complement. Here we have written here A complement 2, 3 and B complement 2, 4. That is, the element 2 is common in between this, and this is the intersection. Okay. This way we have completed union of sets, intersection of sets, and complements of sets, symmetric difference, difference of sets, all the topics covered. Now here one question related to power sets. Find the cardinal number of P, 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 phi, and which is equal to 4. This we have to show. Now we will start from here. Power set of 5. We know by the definition of power sets, we represent all the possible subsets of any sets in the form of family of sets, that is in curly bracket, and that is called power set. Here P phi, we know that null set is the subset of every set, and P phi is having one element, that is phi. Okay, and then P phi, then again taking power set of this, again writing all possible subsets of this phi, null set is the subset of every set, another element will be written as within curly bracket phi, the whole. Okay, this is the element of power set. Power set represented in terms of this way, and after writing P phi, if we write again P, then one null set will be there and another element using the curly bracket for power set. Now we are getting two elements, one phi, another within curly bracket phi. Now again power of this, that is, we know null set is the subset of every set. second element will be 5 and this will be obviously in curly bracket, and third will be within curly bracket 5, and that is why this will be represented twice in curly bracket. Okay, then once we write in power sets, then once we write in power sets, this is okay, and then once we write in power set, then this will be yes, another element will be, first element will be, I am again repeating, null set, second element within curly bracket, third element this one, and fourth one, that is 5 within curly bracket this. Because this is having two elements and we know all possible subsets of this, any set is 2 to the power n, that is 2 to the power 2, which is coming 4, and this way we are getting 4 elements, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, and so writing in power set using one more curly bracket, and this is this. After writing this power set, we have to find cardinal number, and we can count very easily 1, 2, 3 and 4, and which is coming 4. This is what we have to prove, and this way we studied all topics in detail with their definitions and solved examples related to the definitions and some of the related questions which can be asked in your examination. Now in next video we will study word problem related to sets. Thank you.